Good day, ma'am. My name is Isa C. Tumimbang and my task is expectation violation. The goal expectation was not explicitly induced, but the thwarted subjects had probably anticipated some degree of success on their assigned task. According to Thompson and Cole, 1973 reported that non-arbitrary as well as arbitrary frustration lead to a significant increment in aggression when the subject had been close to their goal, and their aggressiveness behavior could help overcome the frustration. Aggression facilitating cues. By showing violent movies to frustrated people. According to Worchel and Hardy et al. 1976, male and female university students watch one of two different full-length aggressive movies or an equal long comedy, and the film was sent either without interruption or with 4 2-minute long breaks for an irrelevant commercial. However, even though the frustration was not a threat to the personality, the non-reinforced participants were also more aggressive than their control. After all, these persons had seen a violent movie. Susceptibility to aggressive cues. The experimentally treated children in the investigation were unable to win a prize because of their partner's poor performance, whereas the remaining participants were not frustrated at all. Then all of the youngsters had an opportunity to display the aggressive behavior. Previously, frustrated children were much more likely to copy the aggressive model in their attacks on the available target. Competition as frustration. Competitive encounters are at least partly frustrating as the contestants block each other's attempt to reach the dispute goal and threaten each other with a total loss, according to Berkowitz 1962. But equally important for present purposes, in many instances the competitions follows accepted rules so that whatever frustration occurs is largely justified. Nevertheless, even though the competitors often thwart each other legitimately, not infrequently they also become somewhat hostile to each others. Exceptions frustration do not always lead to overt aggression. There are many occasions during which the people prevented from obtaining an expected and desired outcome do not exhibit overt aggression. Example, the theory perspective by Yale Group stated that many, but not all, of these factors can readily be understood within the behavior. Social rules and inhibitions against aggressive reactions to non-arbitrary frustration. Many persons in our society undoubtedly believe that other people would disapprove if they acted aggressively, especially in response to thwarting that appears justified by social rules or that is not directed against them personally, according to Cohen 1955. In an arbitrary frustration condition, the questioner's task interference was readily attributable to his obvious hearing defect, whereas there was no such legitimate excuse for his interfering behavior in the other, supposedly arbitrary frustration condition. Example, groups of male undergraduates were presented from achieving their goal because one of the participants persisted in interrupting and asking questions. Prior learning and individual differences. According to Bordora 1973 emphasized, there is ample evidence that learning can alter the readiness to respond aggressively to a thwarting. Frustrated persons may not display their aggressive inclinations openly if they have been taught to think that it is improper or dangerous to attack the available target, or if they have acquired other modes of response or to frustration that are stronger than their aggressive tendencies. Example, the young children in their experiment who had been previously assessed as having low ego strength were much more likely than other peers with stronger egos to react aggressively to a barrier to goal attainment. Thought about the goal. One can readily interpret the effects of the aforementioned personality differences in the behavioristic language used by Dollard et al. If one cares to do so. Example, individuals will become especially resentful at not reaching their objective if they can readily imagine attaining this outcome under other circumstances, especially if they are unjustifiably blocked from reaching their goal. Thoughts about the reason for the frustration. They are more likely to become openly aggressive at someone's blocking their goal attainment if they believe they're frustrated had they deliberately and unjustifiably attempted to keep them from reaching their goal than if they think the thwarting had not been intentional or had not been directed at them personally. Example, the unpleasant effect produced by the perception of an unfair treatment or a personal attack would add to the unhappiness generated by the thwarting itself. And that's all. Thank you.